At 16, while most people my age were busy going to school and asking their parents for money, I was handling businesses, running ads, managing customers, and making real money. Let me show you how I did it. I started off with ideas, a phone, internet, and 40,000 naira capital, which is equivalent to like $20 right now. Growing up in Nigeria teaches you one thing: nobody's coming to save you. So I knew there should really be a way out. I knew I should do something different from what my mates were doing. And I've always wanted to be this young rich guy who, because I feel if you see a boy at 16 with a car, or if you see a boy at 16 with $1 million, we always, it's like a controversial thing. But if you see someone at 30 or 40 with a car, it's so normal. Like at 30 you should have a car, right? So I knew I wanted to blow people's minds. I knew I didn't just want to follow the same script as going to university, graduating, getting a job, and probably you should be around almost 30 before then. Most people buy their first cars at 30, but I bought mine earlier than that. So let me tell you how I did it. I knew I didn't want to depend on allowance. I knew I didn't want to always ask my parents for money, my parents and my siblings basically. So I asked myself a question: how can I make money from the comfort of my home? Because I was one of those lazy Nigerians who just want to sit at home and make money without having to go do anything outdoor. So at a young age, I realized something scary. Hard work wasn't really enough. So I knew you had to be two combinations. It's either you are smart, you work smart, and you work hard. But working hard alone isn't really going to take you anywhere, to be honest. You have to work smart as well. So I began asking questions most teenagers don't ask. How do people make money online? And the second question was, why are some people poor while others are rich? Was there any secret behind all of this? So that curiosity pushed me into my very first business. And the very first thing I ever did was Fiverr. Fiverr is basically like a freelancing website, and as of then I honestly didn't have like no skill I would say I could hold on to and do on Fiverr. I should be able to find a way I could make money online even without having a skill that I could sell on Fiverr. So that was how I found a niche on Fiverr called Hold Your Sign. So this is where people all over the world will text you and they'll be like, write this message on a cardboard paper and maybe take a picture or take a video of you saying whatever message they want you to say. So back then I would charge like $10 or $20, sometimes even $30 to just hold their sign and take a picture or a video. And in 1 month I made about $300 doing this. Honestly, I made about $300. There are actually months I did over $300, like on a good month, but like on a bad month I would make like $300 doing this. And that was when I realized that in order to get money you have to have something to offer before you would get something in return back. If they would easily find it anywhere, that means it's not valuable. And on Fiverr it was very rare before you find people who were doing this hold your sign gig like I was doing back then. And that was my first time touching the so-called online money. I was so happy I started Fiverr because after making the first money I realized it was actually possible to make money online. And at some point I wasn't satisfied with Fiverr money anymore. I knew I just wanted more. If your dream is to make $100, after making $100 you would want to make 200. After making 200 you want to make 300. That was how it is for me. I knew I just wanted more, and at some point I made around like $300 to $400 every month, and I got so used to it and I wanted $1,000 at that point. And so here comes the business that actually changed everything for me. It was actually selling women bags online. Now this is where things really took off. I noticed something simple: women will always buy bags. So I decided I needed to find a supplier because at that point, at 16, I really didn't have the knowledge to order bags from China. So I went to a market, a popular market in Lagos called Faba Market, and I found this lady. She sells bags. She had like a big store where she sells bags, and I actually got her contact and I took like 1 million pictures of her bags. And what I did next was I created a Facebook page and I named the page Dreams Bag Collections. You guys could look up the page, it's still live, but I stopped that business a long time ago. But I made this page Dreams Bag Collections, and I would post like 10 or 20 or 30 bag pictures, and I would like pay Facebook. So running ads is basically paying Facebook to advertise your goods online. So I did this for like a month and I actually didn't get any sale. Like this was 100% zero sales. So back then I figured that the reason I wasn't making sales was because people were scared of paying online. Like, you know how there are lots of scammers online, and now people get so scared of how will I trust you if I send my money, hope you really deliver the bag and all of that. Now I have to find a way to offer payment on delivery. But as of then, I needed money to buy the bags from my supplier, then take it to them. So I needed their money upfront. So back then, I remember I contacted my sister. I was like, I wanted to do payment on delivery, but I needed some money to at least get some bags as inventory. And she said, okay, she would give me 40,000 naira. So I remember I and my sister, we went to Faber Market, and she got me about 10 or 15 bags for like 40,000 naira, which was like $20 back then. So I'll use my little 6S Plus and take pictures of these bags, and I'll post online and I'll run ads. At that point I was now offering payment on delivery, but at 16 I was like very young, so I couldn't really deliver these bags myself because it was like a risk. My mom was being so scared that maybe people could kidnap me or something. So what happened was I got a dispatch rider. So that was how I found a dispatch rider I could trust 100%. So what I did was I started offering payment on delivery. I was writing it in capital letter on my captions. Then whenever I post my bags on my Facebook page, so I would always write at the beginning, payment on delivery. And I knew people really liked this part because at that point I would run ad with $2 to $3 and I would get like 100 messages, and maybe like 3 or 4 or 5 people would buy a bag. Then my dispatch rider would deliver to them, and they would pay my dispatch rider. Then he would send the money to me, or they would just transfer to me directly, and my dispatch rider would give them the bag while I would pay my dispatch rider as well. So I did this stuff, and I started getting trust from even my supplier. At some point she was now able to release these bags even without payment. So she would release these bags to my dispatch rider, and he would deliver it, and when I get paid I would pay her because she started trusting me. At that point, no inventory, no shop, just an online business. So I kept on doing this, and whenever I spent $2 to $3 on ads, I would end up making like $10 to $15 in a day. So I was like maybe averaging maybe $12 or $13 in profit every day, every single day. So every day I was running ads, every day I was selling bags, every day I was making profits. So that made my supplier trust me the more, and she felt safe giving me these bags, knowing that okay, I would actually return back her capital. Yeah, I know $12 to $13 a day was like a very, very small profit, but at least that was a good profit for me then, because I wasn't really doing anything. I was just home making phone calls, texting, and that was it, making this money every single day. So all that was just basically, you text me, tell me your address, what kind of bag you want, we negotiate the prices there, and I would contact my dispatch rider. He will go pick up the bag from the supplier and deliver to the customer, and the customer will send the money to me before my dispatch rider leaves the customer. So that was how I did this stuff every single day. That was just the same thing, nothing different. And at some point I started selling like luxury bags. So at some point I started selling expensive bags, and I was averaging like maybe 100,000 naira a week, maybe 3 to 4, 500,000 naira a month, and that was good money. So here is when everything changed for me. I actually made over $1 million naira while doing all of this, but I never had $1 million naira all at once in my account. So that was when I increased my budget in my ads. I started doing ads of like $20 to $30 on ads, and I started selling much more bags. And that was when I did my very, very, very first 1 million naira in a week. I was selling about 7 to 10 bags in a day, and they were expensive bags at that point. I stopped doing the cheaper bags because I needed more profit. So that was when I did my first 1 million naira in a week selling bags online. So basically the whole money I made on Fiverr, yeah, I wasted it. I was young though, so I wasted it. So when I needed to start the bag business and I realized people wanted only payment on delivery, then I had to bring my sister in, and that was how she helped me out with 40,000 naira to buy bags. And honestly, I never got to repay her because she was like, okay, this is her investment in me as of then. But thank you to my sister, VCs, Nana Mommy, shout out to her, and she was the one that gave me my first 40,000 naira. And in a few months, I made over ₦1 million just from that 40,000 naira. So I didn't waste it. I didn't use it to flex. I used it to buy bags, run ads, and just try to grow as fast as possible. The 40,000 naira turned into something bigger, and that was how I officially made my first 1 million naira in a week. Actually, a millionaire in naira, still waiting to become a millionaire in dollars. That's the real goal now. So thank you guys for listening to my story, and if you like this video, please don't forget to drop a like, drop a comment about what kind of videos you want me to make. I could share more real life stories with you guys on here, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. See you next week with a new video. Bye.